Okay, I just did those origin dealy. I'm gonna add one more little thing, and this is a side note to say this is how we got here spiritually. There's a show. It's a cartoon show. It's a kids show, man. But it is not a kids show. And I'm like, when I was watching it 2-3 years ago in a family's home, and it was on, I'm watching this, and I'm like, your kids? I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, your kids are watching this show? Like, the whole thing had massive adult concepts. And I was in a Christian's home, quote unquote. You know, I'm not judging them, but I'm going, this show is depicting so much information, and the show itself, the cartoon, is showing it's so far from the edge. Like, I was just very like, holy shit, this is what's happened to our cartoons. Like, this is where we're at, is humanity, that our kids are watching and taking this kind of knowledge and this kind of information and this kind of view of the world in. Like, man, when did that happen? You know, we didn't watch kids shows. I watched movies a lot of the time, but I didn't watch cartoons, or I didn't watch kids shows. I didn't watch the TV. I watched movies, and I watched old reruns of shows off of like Amazon, and in old shows. I didn't watch like what was currently being played. You know, I watched movies most of the time, and sometimes I'd watch shit on YouTube. That I'd kind of shied away from the whole world of television. I didn't like commercials. And even with the YouTube shit, I was picky on what I would watch. I liked watching a lot about all the strange phenomenon in the world, and new things were going on, but that was in the former world. But also, you know, the Matrix, or they were watching me, watching that. It was all purposeful. But I watched this show, this cartoon, and it's called Adventure Time, right? You may know it, you may not. But I'm like, this is not a kid's show, man. Like, I was just like in awe. This is like what kids are watching. These young kids, like 4 and 5 and 6. And I'm like, what? This is some of the most like perverse, like out there adult content and it's being played for kids. It's like adult content, adult concepts, adult philosophy. I mean, you could do, if you watched it in a college room setting, you could do a philosophical report just on this cartoon. The depth that they go into about death and life and philosophy and ideas and concepts of reality and alternate universes and all of it. I was just kind of like, what the hell? This is a kid's show? So anyway, I got to see the last 3 seasons, 7, 8, and 9. They discontinued it after 9, and I have a feeling why. But check out, just when you have some time, check out season 7, 8, and 9 of Adventure Time, and look at it through the concept that this is what happened to humanity spiritually. This is what happened to our world spiritually. Look at it through that lens, and it will give you a very good idea of what happened to humanity's minds, consciousness, reality, and life, and our the way we think now as a whole. The way we act, the way we interact, the way we are as men and women, humans, the way we've become. If you look at the last 3 seasons, 7, 8, and 9, and what happened to their world, if you watch the whole thing, that's fine. I think it was 9 seasons. Yeah, it's 9 seasons, so that's what I said. That's what happened in the last 9 years. That show depicts what's happened to humanity in the last 9 years. Very, I believe, accurately. I believe it's our history in a cartoon form, in a fictional form, in a cartoon form, but it's about humanity. It's about what happened to reality, how it unraveled, how it collapsed in all of us, and it wasn't their plan. It's what happened. It's what happened to them too, if you think about it. It's what happened to the Illuminati. It's what happened to all their powers. It's what happened to them. It's what happened to all of us. It didn't just happen to us. It happened to them too. So it's showing it's showing how we got to this alternative reality and this alternative world. And at the very end of it resets, but the world isn't the same. The season 9 is the reset world, and it all looks the same, but it's not the same at all. So there's similarities but it shows the progression of what happened spiritually, and it even shows what I consider probably the shadow government and what happened to them. It's what happened to them too. They're all messed up too. This is AI took over, guys. Like, I've been saying it, they're not in control. They went nutty. They went fucking loony bins. Looney Tunes. TOONS, fine. Mandela effect, that shit. They went Looney Tunes. And even in the show, it shows like some of the characters who would probably represent them. They went nuts. They went loony. They went loopy. So here we are, guys. You see it in the celebrities too, in the physical world, but here we are. Watch Adventure Time, and it goes along with my brief history shit, but this is more what I believe happened to us spiritually as a species, as humanity, and what caused us consciously, and what caused us to break down and be where we are now in this alternative universe where all the powers and authorities went loopy and cartoony and nutty and sucked us all into them, and at the core of them was the devil. So that's why we have dragon transvestites now, and humanity is like so fucked up, and we don't bat an eye at some of the weirdness that's out there, and we're like, oh, don't judge. That's the world I grew up in. This shit's bizarre. Okay, it's bizarre. The things that are considered, don't judge that. We're getting bizarre as a species. We are getting bizarre at the bizarre level, the strangeness level, the bizarre things that we are not batting an eye at as humanity, and going, whatever, people will be people. People will be, they're just exploratory. They're this, we'll just rationalize that away. And 20 years ago, 10 years ago, we would have gone, that is, what? What's going on? But the general populace is just like, whatever. We'll watch our TV and go about our day and take care of our kids and go to school and learn about some stuff, and don't judge that. You don't want to offend anybody, You got to keep to yourself and care and do what you need to do. But that stuff is bizarre. It's not bizarre. Don't judge it. Come on. We live in a bizarro world. It's getting really way out there. And Adventure Time, that is definitely something to check out. So anyway, I watched it. I have my own opinions and thoughts on all of it, but that's something to go with the origin of how we got to where we are now, spiritually and mentally and consciously. So anyway, peace. I'm out.